Hi guys, this is Vishal here from Trapco. So in this video, we will understand how to do Base64 encoding of data or Base64 encryption, where you want to convert your data into some format or some encrypted way where it is not easy for anyone to understand or read. So let's say you're transmitting the data over the internet, or you want data to be stored in a way that it is not plain text. Then there are several ways, several cryptographic ways to encrypt and decrypt the data, but Base64 the easiest or one of the most used one. So in this video, we will see how to basically store data in a Base64 encoded format. So this is a dummy project, okay, which has a collection called employee, and it has four fields. It has four fields: name, employee number, description, and joining date. Let's say I add one more field. I want to add one more field, which is SSL, social security number. Okay. Now I don't want to store it as a plain text. I want to store it in an encoded way. So how do I do it? As of now, there is no way I can create a text and it will store as a text. So let's see how we can enable encryption and then store this data in an encoded format. So for that, I'll go to the project settings and go to data encryption. So this is a module where you basically enable and disable the encryption. So I'll say enable encryption. It is enabling it. Now we support several different type of encryption. So we'll cover others one in a different videos. For now, we'll just focus on Base64. So I'll choose Base64 and update. So this will basically enable the Base64 encoding in my project. Now, if I go back to the collection, to the same employee collection, if I go and create a field, now I can see I am seeing this option encrypted. So basically it is asking you whether you want your data to be stored in an encrypted way and which encryption algorithm to be used. That is something which we have configured when we have enabled the encryption. So the encryption is project level. So once you enable the algorithm, all the data, all the fields, whichever you will configure to be encrypted will get encrypted using that algorithm. So let's say I'll say SSN. Now this time I'll say the number to be the data to be encrypted. Okay, so numbers cannot be encrypted. I think as of now we have support only for text field, but yeah, soon we'll add for more fields if needed. Okay, phone number is encrypted, email is encrypted. Now let's go and store this data. Okay, save. So we have one more field SSN which is encrypted. Okay, now let's go and try adding some data. So this is my old data, SSN was not there. So let me add an employee. So let's say employee 2, description, sum222, joining date, and SSN. Okay, so let's say the SSN of this employee is E2E2. Okay, now I'll just save it. Now here if you see, I am seeing the SSN as some random string. This is basically the encoded form of that E2E2 SSN. So now if anyone get access to the database or if they see it, they will see this number. They will not see the actual value. So the data is now encrypted. If you go and see what is getting stored in the database, this is also, if you see, SSN is encoded. So these are the value which is coming from the database, right? So the data is actually encoded. If you want to see the actual value, you can just click decrypt item. So here you see this is the decrypted value. So it has just decrypted it to show you on the UI, and the database is still encrypted. Now if I go and try to edit it, while editing I am seeing the actual values, right? Because this is how it should be. Otherwise you will never know that what was the actual value, right? So let's say I updated it to something else. So some other random string, right? So this is basically the encoded form of that particular number. If I go and edit some SSN to an existing record, that should also get encoded. See, the SSN is actually encoded. Now let's go and add a data as an end user, right? So what I will do, I have created a page which has a data table and a form. Okay, and this form just save the data to the database, to the collection, and just display the data here. So let's go and see how this looks like as of now. So I'll just click the preview. So this is here, employee, this. Okay, so let's add SSN also to this table. So I'll just drop the table again and then build a new table so that the new fields get reflected. So the SSN is here. I'll just remove the other things which are not needed. Okay, so now let's go and just reload this page. So this is what the end user is seeing, right? Let's go and create another record. Let's say employee 3. Let's say E3. Let's say employment number and description, joining date. Okay, we don't have SSN in this form. Let's go and just add the SSN field because we added that field later. So I'll just go and add a collection field, which is SSN, right? Now I'll go to my preview and reload the page again. Employee 3, employment number, description, SSN. Okay, and joining date. Now what I'll do, I'll just save the data and then see what happens. So save the data, shown the message and reloaded the table, right? Where you can see the employee 3 got added and SSN number is displayed in a text. But now if we go to the collection and see how this record looks like in the database, so this is how it is getting stored. It is actually in an encrypted form, right? If you see this, the data is encrypted. So your data which is stored in the database is actually encrypted using the Base64 encryption. If you go and edit it, you will be able to see the value because we decode it when we are showing it to you, but once it is, by default it is encoded, right? So if you update anything, again it will get encoded and decoded as needed. These type of use cases are needed when you basically want your data to be encrypted and it is not stored as a plain text. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you again in the next video. Bye bye.